Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, happy New Year's Eve. Gosh, I can't believe that we are on the cusp of 2024. To me personally, it feels like this year just literally flew by. I mean, literally it flew by like in the snap, right? I mean, just super quick year. But I am excited for 2024 and everything that brings. I should say, what's coming up for 2024 for me, for the Judge. A couple things, obviously, this year, want to try to get back to having, more live streams with special guests from various different distilleries or different brands, bringing Cousin Anita back, as well as my barrel picks for my patrons. We have a slew of barrel picks already in the works, already picked, just waiting to come in Q1, and we have more planned for Q2, 3, and 4. So really looking forward to 2024. And speaking of patrons, so I thought today would be a really cool episode to kind of give you the top 5 picks for my patrons. So these are the top picks for my patrons for their whiskey of the year. Top 5, and we're going to do an honorable mention as well. Cool? So I will say my own top, let's call it top 10 list. That will be a completely separate episode. So I will get to that right in the beginning of the new year. But for now, I wanted to go ahead and start off with the most important people, my patrons, top 5 whiskeys of 2023. So literally, we went back and forth through Patreon as a whole. Everyone voted. They gave their first place, second place. I mean, it was very legit. So I love this. So it's truly, what I love about this is that truly our patrons have spoken. So the community, the Judge community has spoken. So we're going to go in order from 5 to 1. But before you start with number 5, I'm going to give you the honorable mention. Now, this one, truly, if they only had one release in 2023, it probably would have cracked the top 5. And that's the reason I'm giving it an honorable mention, because it came in 6th place. But it came in 6th place because it had several different batches. And certain people love batch A versus batch B. And that's the reason why. So the honorable mention goes to Found North. So truly, truth be told, honestly, this is Found North the Peregrine, which I personally love, and this will absolutely be in my top 5. Let me be crystal clear. For the Judge personally, some people like Batch 8, almost even a little bit more than the Peregrine. So that's the reason why there was not a true, if you combine Batch 8 and the Peregrine together, it truly probably would have cracked the top 5 for my patrons, but certain people just love the Peregrine, certain people love Batch 8, but that's the reason why it was a split vote. But even together, it still ended up with the honorable mention. So we're going to put Found North right here. And honestly, man, Found North is just, they're making some fantastic whiskey. So Nick, Zach Taylor, keep doing what you're doing, man. I love the Found North over here. All right, let's get into the top 5. And kind of go over a quick high level why I think some of the patrons love them, is why they love these picks as well. All right, number 5. So this was a one where I know for myself, I personally love it. I mean, I loved all of them. I think I've had almost all the batches that have came out thus far, for the most part. And I love this whiskey. You really, truly can't get better quality whiskey from this brand. The only challenge with this brand is that harder to find this bottle itself. But when you can find it, in the 5th place, Russell's Reserve 13. Oh, this bottle, oh man, it's just so special. It's truly the quintessential Russell's pour. I mean, it really is. Absolutely amazing whiskey. Again, when you can find it at MSRP, it's just truly flat out great juice. So I understand the reason why my patrons put it as their number 5 whiskey of the year. And honestly, I can't say I disagree with them. I think it's flat out amazing. So shout out to everyone who voted for the Russell's 13. Cool. All right. Come in the number 4 spot. So the number 4 spot was an interesting one because I went out to my patrons. Everyone voted in the Patreon app and so forth. And when we voted, there were a couple whiskeys that were tied for 4th place equally for the number of votes, like equally on the dot. So there was a 3-way tie for 4th place. These are actually pretty cool. 4th place, Michter's 10-year bourbon. Oh, this bottle, man, oh man. You want to talk about, this is probably one of the best 10-year releases that Michter's has did in a long time. And I'm talking about a long time. This bottle itself was just absolutely amazing. Again, not sure exactly how Dan McKee, the master distiller over at Michter's, as well as Andrew Wilson, the master of maturation, how they toast, age their whiskey, but whatever they're doing with their toasting, the charring of the barrels, this right here, flat out amazing. And honestly, you really just can't get better Michter's whiskey than this 10-year bourbon. Flat out amazing. All right, that came in 4th place. 2 others came in 4th place. One of these is going to surprise you. The next one, Jack Daniel's 12-year. Yes, oops, this way. Jack Daniel's 12-year. Absolutely an amazing bottle. We've all talked about how Jack Daniel's in the last 3 to 4 years has done an excellent job of truly rebranding themselves. When you think of Jack, everyone thinks of the old number 7, right? The black label and so forth. And the whiskey was just typical, Jack whiskey. It wasn't anything to write home about. But the new stuff, their Rise, their Jack Daniel's 10-year, and especially this 12-year, that's the reason why this whiskey is such great whiskey, because they've truly done a great job of just, changing their brand, and more important, putting better whiskey out on the market. That is the reason why this one landed in the 4th spot as a tie for this year for the number 4 spot. All right. The number 4 spot, the last one for the number 4 spot, the last one that tied in 4th place. Straight up, this is not just me because I'm saying it because, it's something that I picked. This will probably honestly also be on my top 10 list as well. We always try to focus on in our judge community on quality barrel picks versus quantity. That's a key focus, what we focus on in our judge community. But I will say, this ASW Fiddler pick, this is a joint pick with the Bourbon Van and the Bourbon of the Week. This ASW Fiddler, this bottle, this single barrel that we picked was flat out amazing. A couple episodes ago, you'll remember I was sipping another bottle that had only about this much left. Yep, that one's gone. I'm down to the last Mohicans. This is the last one in my bunker. So that one is in the 4th spot, tied with these other 2. It honestly is a fantastic barrel. I've had a lot of different ASW Fiddler picks before, but this one, not just because we picked it, it just happened to be a unique barrel, and it was amazing. Truly amazing. Great job on that one, patrons. I do love this one myself. All right, before we get to the number 3 spot, three quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know what are some of your favorite whiskeys of 2023. And last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? Cheers. Whew. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm sipping tonight, I'm sipping Found North. Oh, so good. So good. All right. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Let's go to number 3. So number 3, I truly, again, I agree with my patrons, right? I couldn't agree more. This bottle, unfortunately, has eluded me, right? So I've been able to get samples from several friends in our patron community, samples from fellow friends in my Delaware area as well, and it's an amazing bottle. Unfortunately, it's eluded me. I don't own the bottle. However, one of my good friends in my local whiskey community, my buddy Tom, by the way, you might think I have a decent collection. Oh my goodness. This guy Tom has every bottle known to mankind. Literally, every bottle known to mankind. So I said, hey Tom, I'm doing a video for my top whiskeys for my patrons. Can I borrow your bottle just so I can have it on screen? He's like, yeah, Judge, don't worry about it. I knew Tom had it, so it was easy to ask someone who has the bottle. This whiskey was amazing, and it will also land in my top 10. Maker's Cellar Age. Oh my gosh. This whiskey was so good. I mean, you think of Maker's, similar to Jack, Maker's has done a really good job also in the last 3 to 4 years, rebranding themselves. You have the whole wood stave finishing series, the Cellar Age. I mean, they really are starting to change the game as it relates to their brand and changing it up. And that's what I respect about Maker's as a whole, and especially the Cellar Age. Absolutely a fantastic bottle. One that my buddy Tom did promise me. He said, hey, Judge, next time there's a whiskey night at your house, we're going to pop this bottle. So don't worry, Tom. We're going to have that very soon. All right, the number 3. Number 2 and number 1. Oh, boy. Woo! These last 2, this is very, very interesting, these 2. I thought they might actually be reversed in order, meaning that I thought what came in the number 1 spot might end up number 2 and vice versa. However, the judge is wrong. The people voted. the number 2 whiskey of 2023. 13th Colony Double Oaked. Yes, 13th Colony Double Oaked. Batch 2. This is actually technically batch 1. I didn't unfortunately have a chance to buy batch 2, but same bottle design, same shape and everything. Everyone loves 13th Colony Double Oaked. Flat out amazing whiskey. I mean, it's just such great whiskey at cask strength. It's hard to even put another double oaked against 13th Colony. It really is, right? It's flat out amazing. No matter what 13th Colony is doing, however they're doing it, whichever way they're doing it to produce this, it's absolutely amazing whiskey. That came to the number 2 spot. So you might wonder, Judge, what is coming in the number 1 spot? I will say this was truly a unanimous decision. And I mean unanimous, like truly. When we did the calculation of the votes, this one came up like almost across the board. Every 3 to 4 votes was this one. That's the reason why it deserves the number 1 whiskey of 2023. One that for this batch was actually very hard to find. And if you've had it, you know just truly how special it is. Number 1 whiskey of 2023 per my patrons. Elijah Craig C923. Oh man, aged 13 years, 7 months, 133 proof. Heaven Hill did a special thing when they created this batch. I truly should have probably bought another 1 or 2 of these as a backup. Unfortunately, I did not. I didn't bunker an extra one. I have this one, but hey, I'm happy to have this one. Number 1 whiskey of 2023 per my patrons. Hey friends, as we say, peace, cheers, salute, be safe, much love and respect. Cheers, everybody. Take care.